Hey everybody, it's Jenn with Lady Tarot 911. Okay, uh let's look at some current energy. Yeah, we'll start with okay. You might hear Nala, she's just down below me eating. Chiaowing. Okay, let's start with oh, guess what? So I picked up this deck and this one was left. So that must be our message or maybe a part of a couple messages. So vulnerability, somebody is feeling exposed, maybe wanting to, I'm glad she's covered, wanting to bear it all, maybe could possibly feel like giving control up to a higher power, potentially. Oh, divine masculine energy. Look at 7, 7, and a 1 and 16 card is a 7. We've got 777 here, you guys. Somebody is letting down their guard in regards to the defensiveness maybe they've had, the protection, speak the word, Jen, protection, protectiveness. I kind of combine those two together. I tend to do that. The protection that they had of themselves, some type of structure that they felt like was armor for them, that seems to be coming down. That seems to be, there's something that's, they're just tired and they're just letting go of always feeling like they have to have control over something. Okay, 777. So let's look at, I'm going to move these up here. Take a look at my camera and just make sure that, yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good centering. Okay, so let's take a look at maybe what this is about. Give me a, okay, healing star. You know, the star came out last night when I was doing a reading as well. So this is about healing. As they heal, either the divine masculine within yourself or the divine masculine in some type of partnership, your divine masculine outside of yourself, or the divine masculine collective, there is a healing that's currently happening. This could be in regards to some type of Aquarian energy. So here's another 7, however, 17 is an 8. So there is a progression, but the star is also making me feel like maybe there is some type of divine intervention. Okay, so give me a Celtic cross with star being current energy. Celtic cross with star being the current energy. One more shuffle. Okay. Let's see. I've got it here. Oh, fingernails picked up that nicely. Maybe somebody is finally getting it and they're picking things up nicely. Maybe they are finally picking up what's being laid down, understanding certain things. And maybe divine is helping them see these things. As you can see right here, so this war paint that is on his face is just below his eyes. So I think it is, and the same for her, it's just below her eyes. So I think that there is a finally being able to see things clearly. Okay, so what has been happening that's been brought up to this moment? So some type of maneuvering between situations, or some type of I'm hearing on the line, on the borderline. There is this sense of trying to keep both balls in the air, keep things going smoothly, just trying to handle multiple situations, maybe 2 different careers, 2 different relationships, 2 different lives. It could be trying to keep, 2 different things secret. Potentially about, it could be investment or money, trying to, or borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, essentially, that saying, not having enough, but trying to keep things steady. I'm hearing, you know what? I'm hearing, funny, ex-ambassadors, unsteady, that song. I don't know why that came to mind, but maybe things have been unsteady, or this person is worried about things becoming unsteady. So what is this reading about? Okay, so this could have been in a marriage, or just traditional cultural ways of doing things, a belief system that has created a tightrope type of scenario. Somebody's on a judgment line, on a line, not like having to stay balanced. This could be in regards to friend groups, family, how they're seen, keeping the status quo, keeping the beliefs that everybody has around them or how they've always been taught, keeping that like in the forefront, but then behind the scenes, potentially that's the two, trying to balance the two, because maybe if this is your person or it could be you, mind frames or understandings after contemplating are shifting. There's a shift in, well, maybe I don't, believe that as we've always been taught. Maybe I don't see that way. Maybe I don't look at things in the same manner that somebody else does who seems to have, some type of, I'm hearing matriarch or patriarch type of duties or overseeing situations, maybe influence I'm getting. So then, okay, so if this is at the head of the matter, which it does sit in that position, which is this vulnerability and being exposed, I think that this is just somebody who has been starting this healing process through some type of awakening, divine intervention, because of this juggling money and people, lives, lies, I'm hearing also, not only lives, but lies, situations, because of fearing what people might think. It could be juggling marriage and not wanting to be married, or juggling being in relationships and not wanting to be committed, but doing it for the sake of how they looked for others. And now, and this is kind of what's been happening in the past that's led up to this current situation, that through this healing, really understanding who they are and what their choices are, how they see things, starting to see things clearer for themselves and what they truly believe in. Well, this is leaving them more vulnerable. Now, this could be in regards to spirituality as well with the 777. Okay, so then what's the subconscious? What is like working? Yeah, new beginnings. Wanting to just start new in this new way of thinking, having the butterflies are all about, so there's all these little things that have catalyzed, that have kind of flickered and lit up, and maybe very quickly, for somebody who has wanted to go a different direction, wanting something new, wanting something more exciting. Maybe they're bored in their current situation. Maybe they just don't feel like they can grow or speak or maneuver or move. And so through speaking their truth, speaking up for themselves, like we've had a lot lately, standing up for themselves. And the reason I say that is because of the blue is heart, or is throat chakra. So going outside the box, Aquarian, speaking truths of transformation and of change and movement, and there being a new beginning of this, is also causing this vulnerability. Or in, I don't know why I'm hearing in hindsight, but in retrospect to that, it could be that through divine intervention, creating this clarity, Ace of Swords type of energy, with them seeing clear, that has created this want and desire to finally speak out about wanting to take off, leave, maneuver, move, quit, walk away from, go a different direction, start a different journey, DL of the above. Okay. Okay. Tell me what's here. So could be away from a Queen of Pentacles energy, becoming independent, or there's a Queen of Pentacles that has been inspirational for somebody. This could be in regards to like a Capricorn energy. We've got two Aquarius. We've got Capricorn energy. We've got Taurus energy, and the change up of maybe this. Okay, so since this is in a row, maybe this person has been married to a Taurus, or involved, committed. This could also be involved or committed to stability and the like the Pentacles. Okay, I'm gonna have to layer these, sorry, just so that we can get a better view in my camera. But this could be, or just committing to some type of stable situation with this Queen of Pentacles. This could be a feminine energy that has quite a bit of wealth, or pull, has quite a bit of power over potentially your person, but that is changing as this person starts to heal and stand up for themselves, and divine is all up in this business of your person or you. I lay that down a little bit so that you can kind of see what the cards are. Okay, so where's this moving to? Like, what's going to be happening then? Oh, I cannot. Are you serious? You guys, it was off camera. These all just slid out of my hand, but I do believe that you take whatever comes out and that it all happens for a reason. So guess what we're going to do again tonight? We're going to storyboard it. Are you ready? Oh boy. Okay, so I asked the question of where is this going? Let's see if I can pull this off. Good heavens. All right, here we go. somebody who has been in their head and confused about which direction to go. This could include a Gemini energy, not knowing the truth about how they saw things in regards to what they were really wanting with this Nine of Cups energy, what they saw as their wish coming true. This could also be a Piscean energy. But so in not knowing and being confused, it created this situation of defensiveness, and this could also have maybe seeing it now, arriving to them as the truth that prior to coming to this energy that they're currently in or are coming into, the reason that it's gotten where it has gotten because of this, this protectiveness, this going inward, this spot that they're in now, this situation that they're in, was due to a lack of boundaries. Not putting boundaries, not putting a fence around what they truly wanted, not speaking up about what they truly wanted, and not believing, again, Piscean energy, maybe more logic than anything. This is also Leo energy. So holding a powerful stance, potentially being just flat out just fucking stubborn, right? But believing that they could turn their wishes and the current energy into something, or not necessarily their wishes, but their, the current energy, transmute that current energy into their wish come true, what they wanted. And it was a feeling of being held back, or not believing in something greater than the logistics or the practical that they saw. Now, this could be due to the friendships that surrounded them. This could also be due to the values and the coming back to the basics of, what their family believed or who they were being seen as. But that's turning. Their fortune, they feel, is turning, or karma is starting to, like I said, divine is playing a huge part in this, is all up in this situation, in the connections that are involved here. And there could be some type of tower energy, maybe potentially playing out, that is changing the fortunes, and just unexpected play out of events, like the not playbill. In sports, what do you call that? Like the play, I don't know, the playboard, or the play, I don't know, the way that things kind of play out in the game. It's like changing, it's turning, it's coming full circle. It's maybe wrapping up stuff or changing the way that somebody is doing something, and they're actually taking action. This is King of Wands energy, which can be the fire energy, Aries energy, Aries, Leo, Sag type of energy, movement forward. And due to feeling a great loss of something in their life, this could have also been holding them back, a holding back of energy in regards to emotion, because water is emotion, feeling guilty and feeling shame about maybe certain feelings that they've had that they've never been able to express before. This could be in regards to Cancer energy and Scorpio energy, both water signs. But there has been some type of, I said, like tower moment, explosion, unexpected event, something that has come down the pike or about to, in regards to, again, this taking action, Aries, Leo, Sag energy, and a potential opportunity that is being given by, this like fairy godmother. This is very much divine energy, divine magic, or this, by divine's hand, a new opportunity. And it's whether they're going to actually take this opportunity. But by the looks of it, the current situation and what's, at the head of the matter, the fact is that this is something that they are wanting. And that's the truth. And that is what they are having to open up about. But that is ultimately what's going to bring them their freedom from this energy that was back here. And this is going to be very quick action. This could be quick action towards you if it is in relationships, if it is in just needing some, encouragement or support in some type of movement that they're making. But there's going to be fast changes, and it's going to be a quick shift, because it's something that they have been thinking about for a really long time. As you can see, all the cards in the storyboard is just, it's been a really, really long time. As I'm starting the third row, I'm hearing like 3 years, potentially 3 months, 3 years. This particular situation can be something that has really taken a toll on somebody's health, whether or not they could speak up and essentially speak about wanting better for themselves, and that they are their own individual, that they don't believe necessarily in the structure or the roots as is from prior. Now, if I were to split, I would split like that. But this is somebody who's finally breaking those chains, and essentially also healing those archaeology. Why would I say archaeology? Those old. So this could be an old soul breaking the ancestral is what I meant to say, not archaeology. But maybe this. Well, okay, that goes right along with what I was saying. That this has been a long time coming. That's just confirming. Long time coming for somebody to walk away and have this new beginning. And so when it happens, it's going to happen fast. The explosion, right? The Wheel of Fortune, something. The Knight of Swords, definitely fast energy. It's going to happen fast because they've been sitting in this subconsciously, probably knowing what needs to be done and the movement that needs to be made. Yep, sitting for a long time in this stability, feeling left out though, because they're feeling left out because of being, I'm hearing, in between two worlds, the world of what they believe in and how they truly, what they find within themselves as being truth versus what maybe they've always been taught or childhood downloads or, the culture that they came from, not necessarily being what they, believe in or that they believe is best for them, right? So they've held strength, they've held back, but it's almost like it's gotten to a point of, and I think that this has a lot to do with the divine pushing this energy. The heavier it got, the more restricting, the pressure just potentially became unbearable because it could have been a back and forth, as this 8 indicates, coming back to self. So feeding into whatever anybody else believed and then wrapping around to, well, no, and walking back towards, well, no, it's not necessarily what I believe. And then what, and then this back up to, well, I've got to do what everybody else is doing so that I don't look out of place or that I don't get judged. A real ego, real egoic moves. So then they'd wrap back around and then they'd feel like, well, no, that's so, disempowering. So then here they come again, and it's this back around to us infinite, because that's the infinity sign as well. Movement, back and forth, push and pull type of energy that they've had to endure for a really long time and possibly put you through or people around them through is this back and forth, non-committal, maybe non-committal to making a firm decision on what they believe, where they fall into this narrative, I guess you could say. Just hanging out, holding tight. This is all changing. It could be with money, the way that they handle their money. This also could be in just what they invest in, whether it's addictions and coping strategies and ego moves and, the people pleaser, not saying no to anybody, afraid to be judged or looked at in a negative way. I'm also hearing, wanting to keep up with the Joneses or have this luxurious, indulgent life, even if it wasn't either meant for them or whether it wasn't something that was for their greatest good. They wanted to fit in. They wanted to, be seen on the same level because they felt like that level, whatever was seen, was a level that brought power and envy. And because of potentially the way they saw it as them being the ones looking to that situation, not necessarily, they don't know what everybody else was thinking about the situation. Everybody else could have been putting on a front or a fraud or people around them, friend groups, whatever, maybe looking at certain people a certain way, but then behind closed doors, maybe they felt inferior or felt differently about the situation. So essentially, this person believing maybe money was the only way. Maybe money is what made you be seen in a positive light. That money and stability was the only way. But if that's the only way and there's no other counterbalance of that, then that's going to be out of balance and that's going to struggle. You're going to get tower moments. You're going to become, it's going to be more chase and less reward. And, but this is saying that holding strong in a sense of, like staying put over this last few years, months or years, or however long that they have stayed, rooted or grounded in this belief, I'm hearing has been, exhausting. Good health. See, there's good health right there. Has been tiring on their health, has been tiring, I heard. So exhausting. However, there is a great ancestral inheritance. It could be inheritance in the 3D that is coming to fruition, but also a spiritual inheritance that's playing out as they are awakening to letting go of control of this cycle, maybe that's gone around and around and around, and making a decision finally. It says 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's that 2 worlds, being in, 2 minds, 2 worlds, juggling. That's this 2 of Pentacles. That's the infinity sign and the 8 coming back, the I am type of energy. being indecisive. This 3 rows of energy that has gone back and forth has been between, do I take a leap of faith and change, or do I remain the same? Do I remain this? Do I heal the fear of being vulnerable? What is the choice? And then feeling like they could never see any type of balance. This is Libran energy. We are going into a full moon in Libra, so this is going to be a real telltale sign of, how this plays out. And if it appears that potentially, I haven't pulled a final outcome card because we kind of got sidetracked with this storyboard because I got the almost entire deck. Thank you so much for that. But obviously, this is the way that it needed to come out. Tells quite the story of the last, little while for somebody, either you or your person, on the struggles. A lot of this has been this. Well, hang on. Oh, that's so interesting. So, so if you look at these elements, we've got swords, right? So 3 swords, that's up in the head. We've got wands, that's 3, right? We've also got, so pentacle, wheel of fortune, pentacles, investment, right? That's how I would identify that. So like pentacles, 3 pentacles, but we have 4 cups. This is a change up to me of, and over here, all we have is pentacles, right? This is a change up. This is them becoming that more vulnerable to balancing out this needing to feel important with money and investment, and there being no action over here. There being no cups energy, no emotional energy, no, this is logic and stability. This is from the Taurian era. We're in the Aquarius age, right? We're going into the Aquarius age, the Aquarian age. This was back when what we came from was the Taurus age, which was of the, I'm building my own empire. I am, building, like, the hard work, lots of work, the husbands and fathers, and the masculine energy was, always gone, always working, always at the office. That's the Taurian energy. And that's what we came from. But we're currently in the Aquarian energy, which is thinking outside the box, working smarter, not harder, collaborating, networking, using technology, and even, futuristic tools, robots, AI, chat GPT, all of that stuff to make things, a lighter load versus this grounded, heavy, I'm going to build my empire, and if I have it all, nobody else can have it, type of mentality. This is changing into this. And you can tell by now we're trying to balance out that masculine, feminine energy that I've talked about before, within this Aquarian age. So, okay, I'm going to actually pull from my, oh, look at this. Yep, this is you can tell. So if you pull cards, you can tell. If you have a question in your mind, all you have to do is take a deck and flip it over. And if it answers your question, which I'd say 99.99999% of the time for me, it's the right deck and it answers my question. If it doesn't, it means that you just need to grab a different deck. There's better answers in another deck. However, I was asking, so then what is this saying? Where is this going? And as I reached for this deck, it gave me the word reset. So end of an era. What was I talking about? The Taurian era. This is the Aquarian era that we're in right now. Ending clears ways for new perspectives. Yep. Victim of betrayal. Bonds will break and there's no turning back. Victim mentality. No more pain eventually. Disowned by family. Forced to grow up. Yes, eventually. So the Sagittarian energy, which is very much about focus. Somebody is very focused on moving forward, wanting to balance out a feminine, and they're being forced open essentially by the divine with magician, strength, Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Wands. These are all very powerful cards. So reset. Okay, so we have reset. That is, as you know, from if you follow my reads, I take what's at the bottom is universal, like direct channeling or communication. I find because it's underneath, which is subconscious. Subconscious to me is 5D. 5D is of a higher perspective, which is of divine and ourselves in a higher 5D perspective. Like if you don't understand what I'm talking about, a bird's eye view. So a higher level of understanding outside the box, being able to see things clearer, see the bigger picture. When you're at a higher elevation, looking down, you can see a bigger, broader area. Same thing for 5D energy that we're, and it doesn't stop there. Like, I don't even know how many levels. I've heard of 11D, but I don't know how many. I haven't learned that yet. again, 70, or 7, this is 70, which is a 7 card. So we were talking about the 7s. We've got, we've got a 0, which is the reset. Okay. But then we've also got the 7. So we've had the 7, 7, 7, 7. So very, very spiritual, higher level 5D energy and perspective. Give me one more on, so a potential final outcome. If we're looking at a reset, then what does this mean for, give me one for the viewer, the person on the viewer's mind, why they're here. And then also give me what this means for my viewer. And then I will let you go. Okay. So this is for your person. So there has been, this could be scorpionic energy, which is transformation from bondage, feeling, okay, those two have everything to do with each other, feeling trapped. 6 and 2 is an 8. Remember the 8 that I was talking about? Bondage. They are being released. This is resetting from bondage. They are being released from bondage because it's opposite from trapped. They are being released, and this could be from karmic debt. This could also be from just the wounds or being up in their head or finally making a decision. They're being released from that. And this is being reset. And this new beginning is happening as they move through this energy. And for you, emotional turmoil. So this is really caused for you potentially for you to be really up in your head, not understanding, not, really trying to figure it out, not being able to see everything, really having to trust divine. And this, it says this week. So this week, this could be happening. This moon energy is something that's not seen. This is telling me that you potentially are not going to be seeing this transformation that your person is potentially making. However, it's not for you to see, but things are coming into alignment with this 9 and 2, which is an 11 card, right? Parallel. They're being released from bondage and this feeling trapped energy that they've been in this 8, in this round and round in their head, in maybe a situation with somebody. By making a decision, becoming vulnerable, they're being released from bondage. Mirrored energy, this could be twin flame soulmate energy. You in turn are going to be getting out of your head, or the emotional track that you've been on as well, back and forth, in and out, giving up, not wanting to give up, I want to say in and out again, just this wanting to invest, wanting to heal, wanting to walk away, not wanting to walk away type of energy that you have been in. And so this is a reset of both of these energies as they are mirrored. And it says this week, there's going to be this, and the moon, I talked about the full moon, and that's a full moon. So do you guys see how this all works out? It's beautiful. It's this coming around, this week, there is going to be changes made in this direction, in the start of a new beginning, and the release of somebody in their head and both of you in your head. But for maybe different reasons, and maybe a clearer understanding with the star energy and this magician energy of, a reflection of what has, and a clearer understanding of what has been happening, and this maybe truths will come out, or somebody will be communicating, but there's going to be, and communicating again, I say, because of the, the blue energy, the throat chakra, there's going to be but the moon this is upside down or in reverse. So the moon is the unclear perspective is actually becoming clear. The bondage, maybe to something karmic, or just a way of thinking, is releasing. So, and the reason I know that is because it says reset, which is the core of these two energies. So gorgeous energy, deep, profound, life-changing, long time needed and coming energy that is actually playing out this week. So hopefully that gives you guys some idea of what the energy is and maybe what will be happening moving forward. Again, this is, if you're in this energy at this time, this is the energy at play. Whether you drive through it or not, run through it or not, whether you're on this timeline is only for you to know. But yeah, hopefully that helps you guys. You guys have a great Sunday night, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.